Welcome everyone to this edition of the Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament for 2022. We have a first round match in the group stage involving Mr. Dunlow, Elendar, Unknown Availability, and Sharky2107. This is the second game of their 3-game set. We also have we'll have 4 points for first place, 3 points for second, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth. And at the end of the 3 races, the top 2 point getters will have a pass to the second round of the group stage. We are just about ready to get underway. Enjoy the ride, everyone. And I'm also joined on commentary by Boof and Boom. Good evening.
Hello. And we start out on the coast, and we get a look at the coast heart on the coast. All right, that's it. Reroll the seed.
Nice little vanilla pickup right off the bat.
I love how the first word out of almost everybody's mouth as soon as we see something vanilla is just Fred.
Forgot to randomize something.
Okay, one thing out of how many? So it looks like the starting point is going to push everybody sort of in the same direction in terms of routing. So far, nothing but casinos. And we have the raft as our Armos item. So Sharky's going to pick that up. Elendar is not going to be too far behind, followed by Mr. Dunlow and Unknown Availability.
Quite the Armos pickup. Oh, and we have our first pickup. Oh, 122 on the large. Talk about a nice roll there.
Oh, yes. And then we've got Dark Nuts guarding level 2. Thankfully the red one, so not quite as dangerous, but still will bop you if you're low on hearts.
So we've got Dark Nuts and Lionels in the Overworld, which means we'll be dealing with Wizrobes in the dungeons. Oh, that'll be fun.
Level 9... Oh, go ahead.
Expensive Candle at 77, but Elendar picks it up.
And we have level 9 at Vanilla 2. So it looks like with that early large secret... Oh, Mr. Dunlow going for the raft check really early. Let's see if it pays off. So far, just a potion shop.
We'll have to see the prices a little later.
Now it looks like Sharky has the same idea, unfortunately not able to get around those Lionels. Lionels showing Elendar and Sharky the door. Looks like Unknown Availability was next.
Don't you just love Lionels in the game start?
It's better than Wizrobes. I mean, Lionels I at least have more of a chance to run screaming. The blue Lionels just... They have one pat, they shoot straight forward, they don't go strafing up, down, left, right.
Yeah, they don't ignore walls like Wizrobes. That's true.
And Mr. Dunlow getting their large pickup for the secret, Elendar burning down the forest, and finding lots of cash, finding our second large secret in the vicinity, so if they manage their rupees, they could see a blue ring pickup really soon. And shoutouts today for Jess Andy, our tracker, who has her work cut out for her today.
Tracking 3 people, I can say by experience that's not easy. Tracking 4 must be a bit of a nightmare.
So besides the large secrets, not a lot of interesting things so far here in East Hyrule. Mr. Dunlow unfortunately taking another death. Those Lionels are putting in some work today.
Yeah, along with the darkness, we're talking 2 hard damage with 1 bop. That's just dangerous.
So Elendar finding level 5 east of the potion shop.
Decides to nope right out. Let's see who's the first one who's going to find our wooden sword. Oh, another pickup. Our secret by Elendar leaves a lot of it on the floor, however.
That hurts my soul just a little bit. That was the third large secret too. So that's it. Key price is 99. I don't know if that was the cheap one. Mr. Dunlow picking up their candle. And we see our any roads. Let's see if they actually pay off.
Medium pickup 25 by Sharky in the vanilla start.
Okay. So any road's kind of okay, kind of taking you a little bit into the graveyard, lower left corner. Not too bad. I give it a solid B-.
Sharky with the candle pickup. They opt to buy it.
And we have a mag sighting. Unknown availability finds it at the potion shop east of the ferry.
Or desert shop, rather.
Everybody has a different a way of tracking things, and I enjoy that. So if you hear me saying something that's different than you, please tell me. I would love the education to hear what other people call things. And we did... Go ahead.
Oh, no problem there.
Alright, so Elendar picking up the wooden arrows. Sharky finding level 8 east of 3. And still no wooden sword. Now, raft under the Armos item could mean that could be there. It could be at vanilla level 4. Sharky giving us a look at our white sword item, which is the magical boomerang.
Or scrap metal, as I've seen a few people refer to it as here.
And unknown availability. Unfortunately, finding a take any before finding that shop and is going to opt for the blue candle instead of the heart.
We also have our bomb price for the seed, which is 24.
Acceptable.
Seen a lot worse.
I see unknown availability thinking. Do they want to pick something up? Elendar, meanwhile, filling up their hearts and burning down some bushes in the dead woods. Mr. Dunlow heading up to show us, hopefully, what is in Vanilla 5, the White Sword Cave, and the waterfall.
Door repair appears to be 20 in this seed.
Okay.
Very down the middle there. And Mr. Dunlow, level 6 found. I believe that's at Vanilla 5?
Yes. So I do like the idea of at least popping in just a couple rooms, find something, hopefully. So meanwhile, Sharky and unknown availability taking deaths nearly simultaneously, and Elendar seems to be holding on to their rupees, hopefully for that blue ring purchase.
Compass found from Dunlow.
Yeah, unfortunately, really no repeatable offense to keep going here, but not too terrible of a place to get. You can screen scroll over if you know how. Elendar finding their take any, and because they already have the candle, can pick up the heart. So, technically speaking, that magical boomerang could be a pickup.
We have our waterfall pickup, which is the prescription.
Ooh, half a heart. I hope there's nothing too bad up here. Oh, okay. Blue Octorok. That's fine. Ooh, the shield is only 79 rupees.
That was a big say. That's a big one.
Oh, I would buy that. So it looks like Elendar is going to go up and check some of these caves up in Death Mountain. And Sharky finding their level 9 at 2. And unknown availability, most likely marking where that money is for future reference. Is at 255. Oh, that would just hurt to pick it up. Does opt for arrows, which I like, because then they can pop one screen back up and pick up the money.
Wasn't that a large pickup, though?
I do think so, yes. So they were thinking about a key purchase, almost walked on it, but didn't.
Chet might be onto something. We still haven't found the west. We still haven't checked, rather, the west side raft check.
And that's a little surprising considering where some of our runners have been. They kind of walked right past that to take a look at some of the things like the potion shop northeast of 3, Blue Ring Cave, the Vanilla Blue Ring spot. So, we'll see. So, Sharky giving us a look at what is on the coast. So far, nothing notable, at least that I've seen. But I do admit I've got other screens to watch, so if I miss something, chat, please tell me.
Sharky was looking at that money pickup. Decides not to take it.
Well, I think it was either Sharky or Elendar. One of them on the right did find, I think, all of the large secrets. So Sharky opting for the key purchase, and I do like that. So far, we haven't really gotten a good enough look in some of these dungeons to see if we really are going to see some resource scarcity today. But one key coming in, I do not disagree.
We have seen too many seas where keys are required these days.
An unknown finding there. We have the wooden sword! Unknown finds the old man item just as Mr. Dunlow finds their wooden sword in vanilla level 6. And unfortunately, the Lionel tells him that his overworld exploration is done in Death Mountain for this time. So, Elendar taking a death, Sharky going into level 6 finding their sword as Unknown finds level 8.
Sharky tried to temper that one.
He tried to what?
He tried to temper it. Shot his candle fire at it.
And Mr. Dunlow giving us a purchase of a blue potion. I believe it was $55.83 for our Pepsi Coke prices today.
Ew, what are those rolls? Ouch.
Well, the seed has been so far extremely generous in terms of money, so... I mean, look at all of our runners. Everybody has over 100 rupees.
Is this a term of the seed give it and the seed taketh away?
Oh, the seeds already taketh plenty. I mean, how many times have our runners died already to the Lionels on these overworlds?
And we can add another one for that.
Oh dear. So, Mr. Dunlow finding level 5. And Sharky made a purchase. I did not see what, though.
I believe that was bombs.
Okay.
Just as long as we don't see anything like that abomination of a level 8, I'll be fine.
Oh, the... Wait, is it the quintuple segment that we saw?
Yeah, I think that was 4 segments. It might have been 5.
Love it. So, Mr. Dunlow now getting a little bit of protection for the overworld, which I definitely do not disagree with. And unfortunately, unknown availability, no bombs to give us a look at the cave in the lower left corner. So, let's cross fingers that it is not required. And Elendar up near Vanilla 5 will find their level 6 very shortly.
Has to give it a look, sees the ladder block, turns right away.
Yep. And unfortunately, no way to pop open that locked door on the right. So Sharky being very patient, trying to get that screen scroll. And he will have the key to pop it open, and does have the wood sword. So I expect, at least given its location, we might see some digging in level 6. And Mr. Dunlow now, in level 8, runs into a key block and a arrow block.
Stored at Vanilla 6. There, chat.
And Mr. Dunlow trying to give us a look at what is in this other raft spot. Elendar, meanwhile, finding their mags. And the raft is a red herring, not required for this seed.
To be fair, that tank ain't not gonna say no.
I'm not gonna say no, but not what I'd want to see if I'm trying to look for dungeons and praying that that was my only overworld block.
And then at the same time, that's something I don't want to see is what was waiting for Mr. Dunlow there at the end there, coming back.
Oh yeah, you're not getting off that pier.
Yeah, a couple of blue dart nuts waiting for a hug.
Oh, I love this. Sharky has the triforce, goes one room south, and the compass is just sitting on the floor laughing at him. Oh, that's too much. Uses the one key that they bought, so let's see if it pays off. They can get past this Gleeok, they can advance. Nope.
Unknown getting taken down as Sharky takes their first triforce, and that'll be the first triforce in a run. Level 6 cleared.
And speaking of 6, Elendar just picked up their wooden sword at Vanilla 6. So, unknown availability is our only runner right now that does not have repeatable offense. And so far, we've seen a few of the high-level dungeons, none of the low levels yet, so maybe you have to dig something like 8 in order to get the power bracelet, and we have like 1 and 2 under 2 power bracelet spots? Maybe.
That would be nice.
Alright, I always hope for just, a troll. Oh my goodness. I have to stop for a second. The white sword item is 6 hearts for the blue
6 hearts.
boomerang.
Yeah.
I love it.
You wanted a troll, you just got it.
But I do give Mr. Dunlow props for trying to pick it up. Not everybody likes the boomerang, so it is. I always enjoy it to see a runner at least one runner pick up the boomerang. Question in chat. The start screen is 1 south of the coast heart. So, Elendar picking up another take, and he now technically could pick up that magic boomerang. And Sharky, if they make it into the waterfall, will see their magic sword. And Elendar giving us a look of what is on Candle Row.
And we have our small secret at a measly 6.
And I don't believe Sharky got in that waterfall. I believe he took a death to those Lionels. Oh, heck. And unknown availability, I believe, is either looking at their map, deciding their next move, purchasing some more bombs. Now, speaking of bombs, Mr. Dunlow does have the bombs to bomb into this cave in the lower left corner, so we'll have a slight advantage if maybe one of the levels, like 1 or 2, is here. Nope, that dream's dead. But 69 for the bait.
I was about to say, nice bait price there.
And unknown availability, setting it on fire. Question in chat, yes, we have seen somebody bomb the South Coast Caves, and there was really nothing of value in there. So Sharky finding their level 5. Has a key, will they use it? The wall does not bomb. Nope. Decides to save the key, I think, and head off to look for other levels. Nope. I take it back. See? They're making liars out of me today, but that's okay. I will give them commentator's curse.
I was about to say, I'm so used to seeing the bottom right used for to locate what we found so far, but wait a minute, we're casting for 4 people here.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
So, Sharky picking up the map in level 5. I call it some sort of lizard. I see lizard on that one. And running into our first dig dogger. Possible item here.
That's saying it looks more like a machine gun. I can see that.
An unknown, unfortunately taking a death before they can see what was in the forgotten spot. And Mr. Dunlow, I think, hoping for a bomb drop so we can get some of these caves open on Death Mountain. And Sharky in level 5, where the bomb droppers are aplenty. Let's just see if they cooperate.
That'll be a quick yes.
Alright, so if there is no bomb up... Oh, there's a key. Alright. Alright, so if you can't bomb up, then Sharky is done right now. Okay. So far we're seeing the workaround.
And a possible push block here.
It looks like unknown availability and Mr. Dunlow are taking a look at their coast caves.
Ooh, we might have something there on Sharky's end. Yep.
Hey!
Oh, there's the power bracelet in 5. Nice
Alright.
pickup. Besides
the
pepper
obligatory.
again.
Well, of course. Fire is usually the answer for most runners in these scenarios.
Oh hey, look, it's our second least feared boss. Aquamentus.
Sharky's on half a heart, so Aquamentus is definitely giving... Yep, there it is. See what happens when you tease? You get bopped.
Yep, that's commentator's curse all day.
So, through scientific testing, we have determined that both of us have commentator's curse today. Use your power wisely, sir.
We'll try. We'll try.
So, Sharky hoping to, I'm assuming, dig out the triforce and finish this level up real quickly. And Mr. Dunlow is giving us some look on the caves in Candle Row. Unknown availability, unfortunately getting really beat up by those Lionels today. Needs to start making some moves to get over there into Death Mountain and find their sword at level 6.
That's a roll-up on Aquamentus if I've ever seen one.
And Sharky keeps finding bomb walls, so... I mean, all you gotta do is beat this Gleeok and then maybe you'll have it. Nope, decides to keep going. Elendar with the magical boomerang pickup, as we know that 6 hearts was the requirement. And a little bit more offense right now is not a bad thing. Does have enough...
Can I just point out the questionable pun there in chat?
The Deathmaker? I approve. Highly approve.
Meanwhile, Sharky with level 5 Triforce pickup finishes off level 5 and takes a 2 Triforce lead.
And Elendar with a blue ring purchase. So now some extra defense for them as well. Unknown availability, finally getting a candle. And Sharky is finally going to see the mags. So Elendar back in level 8. Sees the arrow block, sees the key block, and says, "Have a nice day." Ooh, and we have level 7 at the Forgotten spot. And unknown availability, unfortunately taking a death at that raft spot, so we'll not be able to get their heart just yet. Elendar opting for the potion in their take any. So I do not see them picking up the letter if they find it. Runs into a dig dugger and decides to take another path. So, Shark, go ahead.
Actually, Chad answered their own question there about the sword location at V6.
Yes. Well-guarded wood sword, unfortunately on the opposite side of where you're starting, so to take a death is unfortunately very cruel. The take any's kind of get you close. You still have to do a little bit of a walking, but it does pop you up into the grave spot. I think one was the potion shop that is southeast of 6. Was one of the any roads.
You'd be correct there.
Cool. So very difficult to get to, very difficult to navigate, and unfortunately just when it puts you so far behind. So Elendar will be joining Mr. Dunlow in level 7.
Speaking of Dunlow, interesting pickup in level 7. They have their dungeon heart under the blue landmos.
Oh. And Elendar getting lucky with a nice clock drop. And those whiz robes rolled down. 2 hits to the white sword and they're toast. I love it.
2 HP red whiz robes? Wow, that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Which means the blue ones rolled up to max. And Mr. Dunlow finishing off that Gleok, and Sharky's still taking care of those blue Lionels, getting a bomb drop, and then hopefully we'll push that rock and give us a look, see what's under this power bracelet spot. Elendar with 6 bombs is going to give us a look at some of the caves on Death Mountain. First power bracelet spot is nothing, just a little bit of money.
We have our pickup in level 7, and oh,
Ooh.
there we go. Ladder pickup, level 7. Mr.
Nice.
Dunlow, big find there.
So, unknown availability has purchased some more bombs. Sharky is also making a bomb purchase, and Elendar is continuing through Death Mountain. And so far, haven't seen anything really of value. So, chat asking for a level check. We have seen levels 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And someone please correct me if I am wrong. Oh, Elendar just proved me wrong. So I call this the key spot, because Jam Evil, who is my teacher, that is how he marks the spot. He calls it the key spot. So Sharky going to find another take any, picks up a heart. And it looks like we found our bait block in level 7. Or no, wait, because he's a whiz robe. It's not going to be an enemy set for the bait block, correct?
I would not know about that.
Yeah, I don't remember, based off of the sprites, what they changed to. I mean, I know the enemies are now the helpful sprites, but I don't remember if that also then applies to the bait block. We'll find out. It's either going to be required or it's not.
But we have Elendar with the Dungeon Heart pickup in level 4 as well.
Good. And Sharky has picked up the blue boomerang. So far, everybody opting for the boomerang. This is fantastic. An unknown availability. My heart goes out to them. 30 minutes in, and still no sword. Almost 30 minutes. So, Sharky taking a death. Elendar giving us a look at... That's a bowl. It's a bowl with a spoon sticking out of it.
And we're approaching our first cookie break at 30 minutes.
I don't have any good cookies. What's your favorite cookie?
I'll take mostly anything, but chocolate chips are my favorite.
Agreed. So it doesn't look like East Death Mountain had anything. It looks like West Death Mountain is going to be the place you want to go. Though we haven't seen, I think... No, we have seen all the cave spots in West Death Mountain, correct? Because was this the last cave that Elendar had checked?
Looks like it could have, but oof, speaking. There's a takedown by Sharky.
And unknown, scrolling over to level 5. Ooh, white chocolate macadamia nut. That is a good cookie too.
Cannot argue. Not in the slightest.
And chat being very wonderful to us, pointing out that Mr. Dunlow has picked up their heart off the coast. And Elendar gets their triforce out of 4, but I do not believe we've seen the item out of it, so yep. Gonna pirouette and pop right back in. Now that I think, I don't know, turtle cookies I think they're called. It's got the chocolate and the pecans, caramel, on just like a nice shortbread. Yeah.
That. Now you're making me want some.
I want cookies now. I think that should be in part of our paycheck. So, unknown availability, picking up their triforce out of 6 is now on the board. So, Mr. Dunlow with no triforces, but quite a lot of items in their arsenal, so I do not expect to see that number at 0 for long. So with 2 keys, Mr. Dunlow is going to pop a door and give us a look at level 5. And we'll probably find their power bracelet pretty quickly. I don't remember it being buried under something too terrible.
They just found the big block for it. That bomb pop. And decides to show that old man some manners, or
Lack thereof.
I was about to go there, but I didn't want to do it. Thank you for doing it.
So, unknown unfortunately taking another death. And Mr. Dunlow will find their power bracelet. So, Elendar leaving level 4. Without the item, I believe. And I don't know if it was a block. 2 locked door, 1 key. Okay. Hey, we've got level 2. And now Sharky up in Death Mountain, in the right spot to find these levels as well.
Mr. Dunlow picking up the dungeon heart in level 5, 1 off of max check.
Okay. It's not in that bad of a spot either. Fairly easy to get it. And chat, meanwhile, policing itself off of bad dad jokes. Elendar has to be careful. He's going to give us a look at this level 2. Yes, I believe we are still missing level 1 and level 3, so the Overworld block is still out there.
Unknown availability finally picking up their wooden sword. And the Darkness saying, nah, you ain't doing any more than that.
Yes, I agree with chat that level 2 does look like a pterodactyl in flight. I still say level 5 is an iguana. You can have your machine guns. So Elendar's still taking a look through level 2, and Mr. Dunlow unfortunately took a transport staircase that is going to pull them further away from the Triforce. But they already got the items, so that is okay. At least in my book. Yes, we do have 4 runners. Bai decided to take the night off after showing us how it was done for how many races. So, unknown availability, back in 5, but no keys, no bombs, no thank you. Now, Elendar has the compass, still hasn't found the item yet. Insanely hard ruby boss yields a heart, which we know is just the floor heart, so we are still looking for that item drop. So it looks like Mr. Dunlow is hoping for a bomb drop here, gets one. And Elendar passing up that triforce, still on the hunt for the item. Potentially arrow blocked? Mayhaps? Let's see. So unknown availability unfortunately does not have the bombs to bomb that forgotten spot. And Mr. Dunlow still doing a cleanup. Elendar gets a key for their troubles. Oh, there's a Patra. Why, hello. So now I've got that Goma in the back of my mind. We'll see if 2 actually is arrow blocked or not. And Mr. Dunlow taking on the Patra. Has to be careful. It has the blue ring, but the wood sword is going to be a while. Ooh, could we have the ladder here? I mean, ladder, yeah. The item here with a possible ladder block. Nope. I do believe they've seen most of the dungeon. Is going to pick up the Triforce. Meanwhile, Mr. Dunlow doing a fantastic job with this Patra, only lost a couple hearts. And Unknown is heading back up to the gravesite.
Nicely rewarded by that, Patra. Have all your hearts back.
Alright, so unknown availability, finding a take any. Finally getting some hearts on the board, so we have the other take any at the grave. And I believe we've seen all 4. Don't ask me where they are, but I'm almost positive we've seen 4 of them. So, Mr. Dunlow finally on the board with their Triforce out of 5. And we have found level 3. So 1 is our Overworld block. But now the question is, what? Chat saying we found the flute in 2. And we have the wand in 3. Oh, that is a nice find. So you set it on fire, you're going to make it super hot, and it's going to damage you when you pick it up. Come on now, people, think.
Still, the wand a sizable pickup, as it will inflict white sword damage at range at will, except against whiz robes.
Yep. It looks to be so far a pretty easy dungeon. Triforce is just a couple rooms north, so I don't know if you really want to dig for too many more keys. Maybe just grab that Triforce and go. Oh, but blue whiz robes in there. No jewelry, only 2 hearts. I mean, you could try to kill the moblins and block the room, or run screaming. Works almost every time. So, unknown availability, unfortunately taking a death. And Elendar continuing their overworld exploration, Mr. Dunlow doing the same. And Sharky picking up their letter.
Well, why did you try to temper that one?
I mean, how do you temper the letter?
You don't. To be fair. Mr. Dudlow with their 10th heart. Let's see if the early Max checks in the cards.
Maybe. I mean, they are pretty far away from it, so if they take a death maybe on the overworld, then they'll come back. But right now, there is still more Death Mountain to be explored, and they do have a couple bombs to do with. So Sharky unfortunately needs some bombs to keep opening up these caves and finding some levels. So what do you think? What do you think is our overworld block item? Do you think it's the power bracelet, or do you think it's the flute?
I'm going to go with record late.
Alright, I am going to say that it is the gravesite power bracelet spot. So Mr. Dunlow heading up, and we'll find their level 4. I think it was level 4, yeah. And Elendar back in level 6. Elendar getting their Triforce. And I wonder if with the recorder they might adopt a strategy to sort of bounce from these larger levels, just so that way they can go find the smaller ones quicker, dig those items out, and then just whistle back if they don't find what they need. I thought Elendar picked up a potion from one of their take-any's. Then they pick up the letter. Okay. So maybe just some extra insurance.
Unknown with that key pickup, though.
Excellent. I mean, you got the money. Spend it. Use it. Probably going to use it right here in level 5. And Sharky also making a key purchase. And we see our bomb increase in level 4, but I think that was for 107. But Mr. Dunlow did not have enough.
118.
Thank you. So Elendar and unknown availability in level 5, Mr. Dunlow in level 4, and Sharky on their way to get another heart. So, unknown availability will find their power bracelet, as will Elendar in this room. So, I mean, really, so far the only, right now, is advantage ladder. And we don't know that the ladder is necessarily required to beat the game yet. I don't believe we've seen a true ladder block yet in any of these dungeons. So, good for utility might not be required. I'd still rather have it. So, everybody has the power bracelet. And level 2 really wasn't that hard to navigate, no terrible blocks. So everybody's going to have the recorders if they choose to dig too. And Mr. Dunlow passing up the Triforce in 4 to continue to look for the item. Oh, I didn't notice before that the Gibdo had that floor heart. And now I get to see it twice. So Elendar, now knowing that there is a floor on the heart, will go attack this from a different angle, and Unknown Availability is finishing this up, and we'll pick up their heart as well. So I think before, if memory serves, is that keys was the issue as to why Elendar did not dig the rest of 4. And keys would not have been the problem, as we see the any key in level 4. Oh dear.
That's part of the pun here, guys, but that's a key drop by Elendar there in level 4.
You are excused. So Mr. Dunlow is going to get their Triforce out of 4. Elendar still on the hunt for the Triforce in level 5, as well as Unknown Availability. Sharky is pondering some purchases, does not have enough money to do so, and is going to go off and look for bigger and better thing. And Unknown Availability stabbing the old man for good measure. I mean, so far in terms of seeds, this one has been pretty tame, I'd say. It just requires a lot more exploration. But no real major, in my opinion, combat blocks. I mean, resources, not great, but not terrible. It's really just going to come down to how they route it.
I've seen much worse than this.
Oh, we've all seen worse. What was it? The one where there was Boletta counted 21 Patras in one of those?
I'm just going to go with the race with 6 dungeons key locked.
Oh.
That one was horrible.
Yes, 21. They actually, Boletta went back and counted every single one. So, Mr. Dunlow, finding their level 2, will be very happy to see the recorder, but still also miffed that there's no bow, no silvers yet. I mean, we're running out of places to look. Yes, we still have level 1 and level 8, which have 2 items apiece in them. And I know, maybe this is where our little trollish nature of the seed comes out. So it looks like Mr. Dunlow did make the right guess to go find that recorder on the floor, picks it up, and is now off to look for the Triforce. Okay, Elendar looking under the power bracelet spot, which I believe was nothing.
I had mentioned that we need an all-pat seed.
Listen,
Too sure
chat
about
can
that.
take their opinions elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's more fun to just start screaming those kinds of suggestions when you're not actually playing the seed. So, speaking of unknown availability in level 3, Mr. Dunlow clearing out the rest of level 2, and Elendar continuing on the overworld exploration along with Sharky, who is in Death Mountain.
Mr. Dunlow with that 60% chance at max. Meanwhile, unknown availability, level 3 pickup for the item. That is the wand.
Perfect.
Very welcome find.
Yeah, by no means is unknown out of this. Even though they had such a slow start finding their wooden sword. Like, the wand is going to speed things up tremendously, especially with some of these enemy sets in here. Seems like the more sturdier, with the exception of whiz robes, are outside of the dungeons. A nice little key for their trouble on their trip through to the Triforce. Elendar back in level 8 for the briefest of seconds, and scoots right back out. Sharky, meanwhile, finding level 4.
Mr. Dunlow tying up the Triforce game. Triforce pickup in level 2.
So it looks like unknown availability was trying to do some locks and does not get around that Triforce in order to pick up that bomb pack. But we'll get the Triforce out of level 3 and is off to bigger and better things. We see a mags check. Oh dear.
That's
Yeah.
painful. That's painful.
So it looks like unknown availability taking a death on the Overworld. Sharky is taking care of a Dodongo in level 4, and Elendar is taking a look at their lower left corner. I don't know if the flute theme was Yoshi, is it? I'm very horrible at that particular game.
Sounded like something of the sort, yeah.
Which Yoshi game was that from? Yoshi's Story? Oh, okay. I don't remember that one. What system was that?
That was on N64.
Oh, that would explain it. I didn't play that particular one.
It was different. I'll go with that. Recorder Lake indeed has
win.
level 1.
All right. So, still potential for a lot of wonderful things to be in here. We don't have the red ring yet. We don't have the white sword yet. No bow, no silvers. So, this particular find could put Elendar in the lead. Mr. Dunlow getting their wand out of 3. Sharky going into level 4. So far, that ladder pickup by Mr. Dunlow has not really hampered the other racers. We do have whiz robes, though, but Elendar does have the blue ring, so I do like this idea of going back out and in, resetting the enemy sets, hoping that it changes, and it does, to those incredibly squishy red whiz robes.
Gotta love that. Gotta love the pickup as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all hail.
And picks it up! A double boomerang pickup. I love it. So, the wooden boomerang on the floor, so now, actually that's not bad, especially if you don't, like, as soon as you pick up the map, you can just go running through rooms. Screaming is optional, and just looking for that basement staircase.
And chat blaming Fred again.
Listen, Fred gave us this beautiful randomizer. Enough with the Fred. So, Mr. Dunlow using the whistle, and Elendar taking a look through the rest of level 1, trying to find that bomb hole. Unknown availability, heading in the right direction to find level 7 at the Forgotten Spot, and Sharky continuing their trek through level 4.
Elendar
We have a staircase.
might be coming in for an item find.
I just gotta, hopefully, maybe this will be one of those, I forget what they call it, but it's the room where, like, you get the item drop and the staircase is right in there.
Super room.
Super room, thank you.
Speaking
Hey!
of super, that's a big one. That's the silvers in level 1.
So this eliminates the possibility that the silvers are a 9, and it also means, though, you have to keep digging those levels because the bow in no way can be in level 9.
So due to process of elimination, we have the bow either in level 6 or 8.
I appreciate level 8 for this one. And Sharky, meanwhile, finding their any key. On one key is a very nice thing to find.
1 key, 5 keys. I don't care how many keys you've got. You find that thing, you're happy.
And I looked away for 1 second, and Mr. Dunlow already found their silvers in level 1. See, I blink and I miss things. And it looks like Elendar will get their Triforce out of level 1, a full clear, and off they go to bigger and better things.
Mr. Dunlow finding boat items in level 1. Back-to-back rooms, too.
Very nice. So really what it's looking like is the bow is going to be buried in one of our larger dungeons. Yes, I am allowed to blink, and you should be lucky sometimes that's all I do here. I don't drink any carbonated beverages while I commentate, lest I give you guys some belching. So Sharky finds their level 2, Elendar continuing their trek through Death Mountain, and Mr. Dunlow is going to be clearing out which, yep, is the Triforce room. And unknown availability up here on Death Mountain with some bombs, and we'll find those helpful levels. So let's see where Mr. Dunlow decides to go. At this point, they've got the ladder out of 7, so they know they have to dig level 6 and level 8. Let's see where they decide to go first. So.
I didn't want to say it due to the nature of the race, but indeed, chat, Dunlow did miss the floor hard here in level 1.
Nope. Did not miss the Triforce, though.
Absolutely not. That is 6 for Dunlow.
But at this point, I mean, alright, we'll whistle back to it, and betting on those 2 items in 8 for one of them to be the bow.
66.6% chance of that happening. Can't argue too much with the play, I guess.
No, because you have the recorder, you can go right back. I completely understand it. So, Elendar in level 3, unknown availability, unfortunately taking a death on the Overworld, and Sharky still going through level 2, has picked up their recorder, thank you tracker. Jess Andy, our wonderful tracker, who is keeping up with this so much better than I could. So, Elendar with the wand out of 3 now just needs a Triforce, and Mr. Dunlow is giving us a good look at what is inside level 8. The Triforce. Mr. Dunlow, you have to go back in there. You need things. There we go. Turn on the heel, pop right back in. So now Elendar with their Triforce out of level 3, Sharky with their Triforce out of level 2, and unknown availability with the wand and that wooden sword being able to really show these Dark Nuts who's boss. Unfortunately, the Lionel's showing him who is boss, and unknown takes a death on the Overworld before popping into the waterfall. Elendar back in level 5. And Mr. Dunlow out of level 8. Okay, heading back into 6, hoping that it's going to be the easier play. I didn't see, did Dunlow get the map out of 8?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, chat pointing out that there is a possible Goma block in there, so maybe he exhausted all other possibilities first. We shall see. Elendar finding the Patra.
Our old friend. Which,
Yes, Patra so
honestly,
far has been very polite.
honestly, Patra's like that nosy neighbor nobody wants to see at any time. That's the vibe I'm getting for it right now.
Okay. Maybe not like nobody wants to, like, ever wants to see. Maybe just, you know, at the Christmas block party, and that's the only time you want to see him. Alright. One more heart for Mr. Dunlow. Possible? Possible mags. We don't know.
50-50 shot right now.
Yep.
Did drop the dungeon heart in level 1. Makes me kind of wonder if he's going to go back. More than bloody likely not.
Probably not. I mean, he didn't pick up the triforce, yeah. The floor heart out of 8, did he?
No, I think that's another one they didn't get.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Sharky fighting level 1.
Good.
And Dunlow disregarding the mucker completely.
And Elendar finding their triforce in level 5. I don't know if Sharky has seen how squishy these guys are yet. Is opting to use the bomb play. Come on, just poke him. Poke him. You'll be pleased. Nope. Alright. So it's time for another. And level 6 is a sneaker.
I was going to say that looks like the base of a fish tank.
So Elendar in level 8. Sharky getting the runaround by some land molas. And unknown availability is up in East Death Mountain, giving us a look. So unfortunately, Sharky getting trapped in by the Goma. Takes a death, and back to the beginning he goes.
Possible pickup by Mr. Dunlow in 6. Yep, it is our bow.
Alright.
That is a huge find.
So at an hour and 3, Mr. Dunlow is in go mode. Oh, we get another mags check.
Can't blame him. He's at 13.
No.
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh.
Max roll for mags.
Ew.
Oh, come on. White Sword is still out there. I mean, it's not magic, but I mean, I'd personally take Betty White over a magical sword. So, Sharky finding the boomerang on the floor, opts to step around it, but already picked up one, so I'll give him a pass on that. So, Mr. Dunlow now just on cleanup. Elendar still needs to get their bow out of 6. And now in level 7, where they will be pleasantly pleased with the raft, but once again, not what they need.
He was pleasantly pleased. How about Sharky there with the silver pickup?
Oh, I would be absolutely tickled at that point.
I think Sharky just poked the Wizrobe.
Oh, he needs to poke it again. Gotta find out how squishy they are.
There's level 7's map, and,
It's a desk lamp.
yeah, okay.
There we go. Sharky finds out how squishy those whiz robes are, gets the triforce out of level 1, and is off to bigger and better things. So now Elendar and Mr. Dunlow both in level 7, Unknown finding level 4. Alright, Elendar with their ladder. I don't remember if Mr. Dunlow picked up the floor heart in this particular level. But if he did, we've got another max check. Well, what am I saying? Check. Of course it's going to be picked up. Let's see. Not really that far away, though, because level 9 is at vanilla level 2. So Mr. Dunlow with the Triforce out of 7, and Elendar continuing their trek through 7, Unknown availability in 4, and Sharky doing more overworld exploration.
What's Dunlow's next play now with the complete Triforce set and being level 9 eligible? Does he go straight for level 9, or does he try and clean up a bit more?
I say straight to level 9, just because you could find the white sword in there, which granted is not magical sword, but still just as nice. Oh dear, Mr. Dunn, I forget what that's called. I know it's particular...
I've never seen that.
I can't remember what it's called, but I absolutely love it. The first person I saw, I think, was Redbird Grad doing it once, and it just absolutely tickled me. I had no idea you could do it, and now that I get to see it again, I am very pleased. Oh, it's just a screen scroll? It's not a special just because it's off the...
Sounded like it would be. But Dunlow straight into level 9, first in at 107.
Alright. My dear Moon, what are we looking for in this level?
We are looking for a roar and a door, the pig and the brig. The roar being the roar of Ganon, saying that they will be that Ganon will be in an adjacent room in one of the cardinal directions. The door being a shutter door that will not open even when combat is completed, or in the case of Ganon already being defeated, whether or not the enemies are defeated, that shutter door will open immediately, indicating the kidnapped presence and the opportunity to call GG and win this race.
Fantastic. So really, I think what we're looking for, especially on Mr. Dunlow's side, what he would like to come across, at least in my opinion on his way to the pig, are two things. The compass, which is going to show you the location of the kidnapped, and hopefully the white sword, which will give the combat advantage, dropping it down from anywhere from 15 stabs with the wooden sword to about 7 or 8.
I'm going to go with the red ring, meanwhile. You do not want to be taking some high roll drivers to the face. Ganon contact is 4 hearts damage with that green tunic. Something I would personally try and avoid.
And we get our first look Pole's voices. Haven't seen those yet. And what a time to see them when you absolutely have to be guaranteed to have an arrow and bow.
Elendar might be in a bit of a jam here in level 7 with no bomb.
And unknown availability, finding their any key. Sharky in level 7 doing some work.
Meanwhile, unknown availability picking up their third triforce at level 4.
I think once everybody found the wand, that's kind of when things started to speed up. Alright. See, no more bombs for Sharky. He knows they go down in 2 pokes and that's it. And double fairies. How very nice. So, Unknown is in level 2. Elendar still trying to dig that triforce out of level 7, as well as Sharky. And we have the princess. Or in this case, the kidnapped. So Mr. Dunlow not taking any stairs, not looking in any stairs. I get it, but I wish he would just at least peek. Just to see if, maybe white sword, red ring.
Have a roar.
We have a roar?
We go at 1 hour, 11 minutes. Here's, well, that's supposed to be Ganon, but that clearly is not.
It's Ganon in a dress. We don't judge here. Alright, so 1 potion, blue ring, lots of hearts, wooden sword. Let's get this stun lock. Oh, almost had it.
I've been lost it.
I've lost count, speaking of lost it. But I assume he's over halfway there. Using the potion, very good move. Sharky finding the triforce in level 7, opting not to take it because they have not found the ladder yet. And unknown availability is in level 2. We have it. Ganon or Ganonet, I'm going to totally steal that chat, is down. And knowing that the princess is only a couple rooms away, as in 1,
Get your GGs out in chat, people.
with a time of 1:13:13, our first place finisher is Mr. Dunlow, the return of Ganon. So Chaos returns to Hyrule.
This is Mr. Dunlow's second race win of this group.
Yeah, so that puts them in a very good position. I can't math right now, so I'm not sure if it's a clinch, but
Not quite. There's still a mathematical possibility, and we are now joined by our first place finisher and race winner, Mr. Dunlow. GG's.
Thank you. That time kind of, I don't look at the clock while I'm playing. The time surprised me. That seemed hard at the beginning.
It really was. A lot of deaths in the early game, but you picked up, I believe you were first to the ladder, and that really was a big one.
Yeah, it was weird. My general strategy is I like to try to beat the game in order as much as possible in terms of level numbers, you know, because the
Oh, you
small
weren't
ones
getting
are
that
shorter. Yeah, we weren't getting that right. So when I got to 7, I think I already knew like 5, 6, and 8's locations, and I knew a lot of places that weren't the right answer. So I was like, oh man, I better just hang around 7. Guess I don't have anything else to do, you know, I have nowhere better to be. And it worked out. It was surprising. And I'm glad I dipped out after getting the item because the rest of that dungeon wasn't even easy. That was the only silly little thing I did. I don't know if y'all caught this. I was proceeding to level 9 with 7 triforces. I forgot I hadn't cleaned up 7. But other than that, I'm happy with how it went. Just a little extra walking at the end.
I thought you were doing another mags check, so, I mean, you disguised it very well.
Yeah, I think that might have been one of those happy accidents once I got over there. Where I was like, yeah, whatever, I messed up. Why don't I just check this? And yeah, that was the final little slap in the face was the fact that 13 hearts was not enough. That was kind of hilarious. So I guess 8 and 9 had some combo of like white sword and red ring and all these good things that would have helped. So yeah, those were definitely buried deep somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna call that maybe, because we do not have either item out of 8, and no items found obviously in 9. So we still have red candle, red ring, book, and white sword outstanding.
Yeah, and all of those are cool. Like red candle is cool early on, you know. Book is great. Like I would have loved a map. That's part of the reason I left 8. I'm pretty sure I didn't want to waste all my bombs there, but that Goma had to either be blocking a map or a transport stair, I'm pretty sure. So I was like, well, I could waste all my bombs or I could just head right back to 6 and see how that goes. So I kind of got lucky that the game was basically telling me to leave 8 instead of just burning a bunch of time in there.
Yes, that did seem to be the play.
But
So
yeah, this
beyond,
was miserable seed in a lot of ways early on.
I think once everybody kind of found the wand is kind of when things started to get a little nicer for everybody. Because you
Yeah,
weren't the only one. Everybody was dropping.
yeah, the wand was awesome. And one thing I did that I had to go watch the race back, but I like an early blue ring purchase. I'm not too proud to do that. I know there's a school of thought of buying arrows first, buying keys first. Basically, you need all 3 things, right? Like you need defense, you need arrows, and you need a key or 17 throughout the seed. But when I saw that Overworld, I did a couple saves and retries to build up a budget, and I was like, I'm just buying the ring. I don't care if the first item I find is the red one because I might not find it without the blue one.
Yeah, given the combat on the overworld, I think that was a very smart play.
It worked out this time. Sometimes it's a little silly, but yeah, well, I appreciate the commentators, appreciate the Restream tournament organizers, and I'm going to dip on out of here and watch the finish.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Dunlow, and once again, GG to you.
Thanks. Have a good evening, y'all.
Take care. And so we have 3 racers remaining. Elendar currently at level 4. Right, they didn't find the item in here.
Nope, not yet, but 5 keys they definitely will, because that's how it works. As soon as you start building up the count, that's when you get what you don't need. So, unknown availability with the Triforce out of 5, and Sharky looks like level 8 is the last thing they need, but still no bow for the rest of these 3 runners, so it is still anybody's game. So it looks like Unknown is heading over towards level 8. Sharky might be getting a fill at the ferry, maybe hoping for some bombs along the way. Elendar is still trying to dig that item out of 4, will not be disappointed with the any key. I always hate finishing a seed where we don't know all the items, so I'm kind of hoping that Unknown finds something for us.
I was about to say the same thing.
Alright, so Elendar getting their key. And I presume off to level 8. I don't remember how far they went in level 8, so they might know or suspect the arrow block, just like Mr. Dunlow did. Yep. Alright, so Elendar back in 6, which we know is the correct play. And Unknown, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe Teapot for that level 8? No, Elephant sticking its tongue out, never mind.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, it can't all be cactus. Come on. So it looks like Unknown might be coming to the same conclusion, depending on what happens with this Gleeok fight, that the bow is going to be required to get through this level 8. Not everything is a cactus, chat. Alright, so Unknown is ducking out of level 8. I have a feeling if somebody ever sends me a present, it's going to be a cactus. So Sharky, I think, took a little pause there in the shop, might be looking over what their next move is, mulling it kind of over. And Unknown availability, still doing overworld exploration. Has the recorder, so can check Recorder Lake to find level 1. And Elendar slowly making their way through level 6. Sharky gambles and wins big with 41 rupees.
Unknown availability, looking to Recorder Lake. Be happy to find what they find there.
So they didn't pick up the magical boomerang. Do you think they'll pick up the wooden one?
50-50.
True. So at this point, Sharky is probably heading back towards level 8. Elendar trying to dig that item out of 6. And Unknown unfortunately coming across that Goma in 1. Hopefully does not dissuade them from continuing to dig the level. Alright, let's see where Sharky's going. Sharky is checking caves. Maybe a mismark on their side?
I'm guilty of those all the time, so it's possible.
Oh, absolutely. And Unknown unfortunately getting beat up by the Wizrobes, giving him a hard time. And Elendar still trying to find this item out of 6.
Sharky with the red potion purchase, meanwhile.
Maybe that's what they were looking for. Given its location, I want to say that Sharky has seen 8. It is the cave east of Vanilla 3. But by the way they're ducking in and out of caves, I have to assume Missmark at this point. Alright, so Sharky whistling back to level 7. Unknown trying again in level 1, and Elendar still continuing through level 6.
Unknown really starting to struggle in this level 1, meanwhile. I believe that's their third takedown.
And by something different each time, and that has to be frustrating. I mean, you have the any key, and there's that door that you haven't checked over to the left, unless you are sure that the level is hiding something over here. See? Run screaming, that's what you gotta do. Alright, you have the wand. You dip into that little pixel. There you go. So, Elendar's still trying to look for that item. Unknown almost got these landmollas done, deciding instead to kill one, exit the room, enter, and take it out. And Sharky is a little stuck at this point, and that level 1 is a solid block. Maybe that's the pot you put the cactus in, but that is not a cactus.
I was just gonna say it was a cube.
So, and the possibility that Elendar might have missed a push block. Acanthochronology, the study of cactus spines. That is your word for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Do not ask me how many points you will get on the Scrabble board.
Somewhere around 1 in 100.
And unknown availability picks up the wooden boomerang on the floor. And does see that staircase. Only on half a heart, though. Really has to run screaming in order to get past this Gleeok. Don't think they can, though, because the heads are right on that block. Nope. But at least they know where it is now, so that's okay.
I believe that's where the silvers are as well.
Correct. So Sharky's still looking in caves. Elendar is still looking for the push block. And Unknown still going through level 1. Candle boost would not have been possible in this scenario. They were down to half a heart and have no other means of protection. Is a very good idea, though, to possibly save yourself the bop. Gets it! Nice. And will be rewarded with the silver arrows. Knows that they have both items, just needs to get that triforce out. And I believe the triforce was guarded by a room of red whiz robes. So as long as they clear the right room, they should be okay.
That's the tongue twister, that one.
Just a tad. I thought I had said wed whiz robes, but then realized I actually did say red the first time, but...
Meanwhile, Unknown with their 6th Triforce pickup of the day. Triforce nailed in level 1. I can warn people, it's still early.
Please, I can't even math sometimes. Unless it's the Jackbox Party games.
Yes.
If you've ever played Murder Party Trivia, I will kick anybody's butt in the math game.
I have played that. I haven't played it enough.
So, Sharky taking a death on the Overworld. At this point, it has to be a mismark. And I don't know exactly what they've mismarked, but they're going in every cave. And I am gutted for them. So Elendar's still in level 6. Unknown availability now in level 6, so I think we're going to see some digging. Yes, Trivia Murder Party. Absolutely fantastic game. One of my favorites to play. So, unknown availability. We know this is the right play. Elendar, that room that they just passed up, did that have the item in it? I know chat mentioned earlier that that they could have sworn that a triple barred room was the one that contained the item. I mean, at this point, they full cleared the map. Elendar needs to start pushing blocks again.
Second place in this race is still very much up for grabs.
Yep. And unknown availability, unfortunately, taking a death in 6. And Sharky is still trying to figure out their way around the map. Elendar is still plugging through level 6 as well, looking for that block that pushes. Okay, so Sharky's hopefully going to screen scroll around, find their way over to 7, which does have the ladder. And Sharky deciding not to pop into the level. And unknown availability just... oh, gets the heart right before the bop in the behind. So at this point I have to wonder if Unknown also knows that... well, no, he hasn't seen the ladder in 7. So they're taking a gamble that their bow is here in 6. Or maybe they think the ladder's here in 6. Does find a very nice heart on the floor. Just needs to... oh... did not unfortunately get around those fireballs as Sharky is not able to dodge the Lionel sword. Okay, so Elendar is back in here. Alright. And unfortunately, Troll Dongo living up to his name in this room, giving Elendar a bit of a hard time. Okay, so it wasn't this room. Does anybody remember where the bow was in level 6? Because I honestly do not remember. Okay, just past the Goma and Heart Drop. Okay, thank you. There we go. Elendar has found the bow. And then decides to bop at it with the wand. Probably would have kept going had that Keese not come up behind them. We'll pick up the heart off the coast. Unfortunately, as we know, not going to be successful in that mags check if they do decide to do it.
Needs 2 more hearts for that one. That checks at 14.
Yep. Alright, so Elendar is now heading into level 9. Which, as we know, was pretty tame. So the question is, are they going to be like Mr. Dunlow, who did a very sort of through-the-doors kind of linear route, or will they just start taking staircases at random? So, unknown availability, heading in the right direction for their item. Sharky, meanwhile, continuing to look up on the overworld. An unknown trying to get that block clip. Finally decides to say heck with it and pops into the staircase. So it looks like Elendar took a different path than Mr. Dunlow. Don't know if it's necessarily going to be faster or slower, but is deciding to pop into some staircases. And look at the fairies! Unknown availability decides to up A to continue looking through 6. And Sharky is continuing to find, hopefully soon, what they lost. I have to believe it's level 8. So Elendar finally giving us some staircase checks in 9. Still no sign of any item, to my at least misfortune. Does hear the roar.
And at 1 hour 37 minutes, here's actual Ganon.
It's Zelda in a Ganon suit.
Interesting mental image there. I have to say.
Either that or it's a cactus in a Ganon suit. One of the two. So, blue ring, lots of hearts, red potion, wood sword. Not the worst scenario you can be in. So, unknown availability, still searching level 6. Elendar, wisely using that potion just at the right time to continue on with their fight. Once again, I've completely lost count as to where they are. Sharky back in level 8. I believe this is where they were missing, so I think they're on the right track now. They know where the other dungeons are, so hopefully this Goma shows them that they absolutely need the ladder and the bow that is not going to be found here. Crispy fried breakfast bacon for Elendar, and all they need to do is go one room to the right, and they will find their princess.
Let's go down, but turns around immediately.
and goes up. Of course, has to clear this first. And popping over to the right, everybody get your GGs in chat for our second place finisher, Elendar, with a time of 1:39.44 race time GG time.
All second place finish there. And we are now joined by our second place finisher, Elendar. GG's.
Hey, GG's.
So, do tell us about that seed. Lots of big dungeons in the beginning, you find the wand, and then that level 6 just giving you the runaround.
I mean, 7 gave me the runaround too. I bombed that down wall. I must have hit an enemy at the same time and got the glitch, because I've bombed every wall that I can get through from here. Also, I just straight up forgot that room with the map could be the map room. That would have saved about 10 minutes. So yeah, I think even with the big mistakes I made in both 6 and 7, Dunlow still would have gotten me based on these times. But yeah, I was feeling good until that end, and then man, just played badly.
I mean, not too terribly. Everybody, for the most part, kind of played the same in terms of routing, item pickup, that sort of thing. Really, the biggest difference was that Mr. Dunlow found the ladder much earlier than the rest of you.
Oh, that would have made a huge difference. With how many random block. What really would have been nice was the any key. I made a lot of decisions. Like when I up-A'd out of the palace that had the ladder, I was one room away from it, but it was my only key, and it was a pick a door between 2 different doors. And I'm like, I don't really want to use my only key when I knew 8 was key blocked. Turned out that 8 basically didn't exist, but yeah, just not having keys when I was in there in a couple of dungeons really got me.
But so besides the key block, though, how do you feel that you progressed through this seed? I mean, your combat didn't seem to be too bad. The Overworld gave everybody problems because it was just dark nuts and Lionels galore.
Yeah, the Overworld was not fun. I was going back and forth on whether I wanted to buy Blue Ring, just because I was so key strapped early. And I had already found the largest. I had found like pretty much all right off the bat too, so I knew there wasn't a whole lot of extra rupees. And I'm like, well, do I buy Blue Ring? Do I just spend this on keys? And then of course I buy the Blue Ring, and I'm keys don't come until I found 1 and 2. Both were, 1 especially was just a blessing, but it was buried. But yeah, I felt pretty good about my routing. I didn't feel great about my combat and my dungeon routing. I mean, basically full clearing half of 7 3 times and then all of 6 twice was definitely a big time loss. But
now for 6, was it just a missed push block or just a miss mark on the room? Do you track your dungeons?
No, I don't track the dungeons, but I knew I had covered that whole side.
Mm-hmm.
I just missed the push block. I don't know how. I'll have to go back and watch the VOD and see. And I was after having searched so many rooms and not found the map. It was like, how is this possible? Then I find the map, and the one room that I hadn't been to is nothing. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go re-clear the whole dungeon again.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew at that point that the bow had to be there, because basically the entirety of 8 was bow blocked. And I think there was one more place that was also bow, but I think the item in 6 was bow blocked. Or no, 6 had the
6 was
bow,
the bow.
and it was just 8 was the only one I had left to clear. And it definitely couldn't have been an 8, so I'm like, there's nothing I can do here but keep re-clearing the rooms until I find where I screwed up, and I got there eventually, thankfully.
Yep, and you still finished in second. So that is 3 more points for you.
Yeah, just hope I do well on the last one, and should be good.
So in the meantime, Unknown Availability has pulled their bow out of 6. Sharky is in the right spot looking for their bow in level 6, and it looks like Unknown is headed back to level 8. Now, I don't remember, Elendar, was there a ladder block in level 8?
I don't think there was. I think there was like I think the one of the things in 8 was ladder blocked. I think the triforce.
Oh, okay.
There was
the ship.
Yeah, 8 was like 4 rooms. There was the room with the triforce, the room that was blocked to the rest of the palace, the room with the item, or no, there was no item. And
Yeah, we still
the
don't know.
entrance.
Nobody's found either item out of 8, and nobody's found other item out of 9. So, red candle, red ring, book, and white sword are all still outstanding. Oh, okay. Mr. Dunlow confirming the ladder block in level 8. Okay.
Yeah, I think the blessing was that I got the flute early, so I could both afford to dip out of dungeons early and revisit dungeons quickly, looking for the bow.
Yes, I do believe you were the first one to pick up the flute.
Also, somebody lost their Moogle over in level 8.
What do you mean someone lost their Moogles? Did I miss a Koopo? I missed a Koopo.
Alright, well, I'm gonna take off. Thanks for running comms, guys.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and
Thank you
GG's
for-
to you again.
Thank you for the race, Elendar. GG.
So, Sharky is back on track, in the right dungeon, and I believe in the right room for the bow. And Sharky is continuing through level 8, so now the question really, I think, becomes, do they know that the ladder is required for this?
Sharky would be in level 6. Unknown would be the one in level 8. Sharky finding their bow in level 6. That is a sizable pickup. But
Did I mix those up?
I do believe you did. Oh, decides to temper the bow and to whack at it with the wand for good measure. Sets.
And for goodness sakes. Oh, Sharky. That is overkill. So, finally done for level 6. Ready to burn it to the ground. Tenderize the bow. It's a wooden... You're setting all these wooden items on fire. Oh, isn't there a flag set in the randomizer that has like the destructible items where if you stab them with the sword, they go away or something like that?
Yeah, there is a killable items flag.
Alright, so we need killable major items flag. So that way the runners who think they're going to be funny by setting it on fire, well, they just don't get it anymore. So unknown availability is still continuing through level 8. And I have to assume at this point we're going to see a staircase. We're going to see at least one of the items. So now the question is, Sharky knows where level 8 is. Do they remember where level 7 and... No wait, just level 7, that's it. And a Mag's check that we unfortunately know is a bit laughable at 10 hearts. Yeah, I'm personally surprised we haven't seen a staircase yet. Okay, so Sharky back in level 7, and we'll be able to dig out their ladder, which, if memory serves, wasn't that far in. I think it was only a couple rooms away. Alright, so Sharky possibly taking a look, see what they have. Unknown finding the floor heart in level 8. And we see another push block room. Oh wait, is arrow blocked, but we have the arrows. So maybe a reward with a nice piece of jewelry, red ring for Unknown perhaps? Oh, dang it, that's a shutter door. Never mind. Didn't see that shutter door over there on the right, so unfortunately just target practice. Okay, another chance for a staircase here. No shutter door this time. Does it push? Yes! And Unknown trying for the reverse C-clip. And we have a book.
Will give us the map for all dungeons. Meanwhile, Sharky with their ladder finding level 7.
The obligatory setting it on fire, bombing it, wasting most of their bombs. You forgot to boomerang it and wand it. And then blow your whistle at it. Alright, so Unknown continuing their trek through level 8. At this point, does not know that the ladder is required for the clear of this level. So Sharky going to fill up at the fountain and pop back into level 8. And we see our shoot room.
To be fair, wouldn't the whistle just have been like for celebration or... Well, maybe not at this point.
Okay, then so he hits it with the whistle. Alright, so that triforce in that Chevy room. Sharky has all 8 triforces and will be heading into level 9. So, in their zeal of destruction of property, Sharky only has 3 bombs now going into level 9, and I don't remember it being that much of a factor, but I will chuckle slightly if they do find themselves starved for bombs in here.
Unknown, meanwhile, realizing that the triforce was in fact supposed to start, and I don't know if they've noticed yet that it's been ladder blocked.
Well, they don't know that the ladder is in 7, so they might continue to dig in the hopes that the second item is in fact the ladder. And at 154.15, we have Sharky in level 9. Plenty of hearts. I don't know if they have a... I think they have a potion. Don't remember, honestly. We have another potential push block here. And Sharky finds Ganon. And we see the red ring in level 8. Thank you, unknown availability. We now have all the pieces of the puzzle in terms of our items. So the white sword and red candle is in 9, as Sharky gets a stun lock.
At least that was a pretty good run, though. Should be within 5 shots, I'd gather, to finish this.
I keep losing count. Half a heart does have the potion. Okay, good, good, good. So at this point, unknown availability does know that the ladder is in 7. And we have a red piggy, 1 shot with the silvers, and we have delicious bacon. We know 1 room to the right picks it. And everybody, GG's in chat please for our 3rd place finisher, Sharky2107, with a race time GG time of 1:56:09. So, unknown availability heading to level 7 after completely, I believe, 100% clearing this seed.
And joining us now in the booth, 3rd place finisher, Sharky2107. GG's.
Well, I mismarked my map and had to find level 8 again.
We saw, and I was gutted.
It's like, ugh. Then I had to go back to 6. Like, okay, I'm missing this ladder. I'm missing this bow. I go back to 6. Found the bow. It's like, okay, where's the heck is this ladder? That Gliok that killed me in 7. And that 9 was, what the heck?
I mean, as far as 9 goes, not really that bad.
Was that 7 room 2, 3, 4? 7 room 9. Ugh.
And Zelda right next to Ganon. Cannot beat that.
Yeah, I was like, let me try this way. Oh, okay, I'm done. The Overworld was deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for you, for everyone. Everyone struggled in the Overworld, multiple deaths.
And you are the only runner who did not get any sort of jewelry. Everybody else has a blue or a red ring.
I'm just... Red Ring has to be about 8 or 9 because I didn't bother digging 8 because that was ladder blocked and that was my go mode.
Yep. Thanks to unknown availability, we have confirmed finally that the red ring and the book are in 8 and the red candle and the white sword are in 9.
And I don't even know where Mags would be at for this because I did try it at 10 and I got
was
denied.
It was actually at 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to dungeons for heart containers of good for Mags. I won't do that. If I find a heart container on my way, I'll pick it up, obviously.
And we did see Ganon. You got the stun lock a couple times. And then almost at half a heart got that potion.
Yeah, I think I would have been dead if I did not use that potion. I know Ganon's a slippery one. It's like, okay, I got the stun lock, don't lose it, and I end up losing it. It's like, oh, okay. It's just, don't get Ganon a hug, because Ganon hugs, well, 4 hurts of damage, and they're deadly, so... I like to stick in a corner for Ganon, so... And of course you get those times where you play a recorder warp, and you land on an enemy, and you're dead. It's like, oh, okay.
I think I forget which level, was that you that was warping to it, and then you got bopped by a dark nut?
Yeah, that was trying to go back somewhere. I don't even know where I was going at that point.
I think level 4, if I'm remembering. Was it up on Death Mountain, I think?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I would try to get to a different dungeon.
Mm.
Because at that point I knew where I had to kind of go, but... Yeah, the combat was... I did not like the combat.
Well, everybody was forced to rely on their combat skills today, although finding that wand, I believe you were the first one to pull the wand out of level 3. So that must have been a good sigh of relief.
Yeah, level 3 was... I think I found that early? Yeah, I found level 3 real quick, because I went from our start spot, I just went basically up. I will dig a dungeon some if I don't have a sword. But if I could clear it, I could clear it. But if not, I could just come back.
Yeah, it is kind of hard when, like, the first couple levels that you find are the ridiculously huge, higher number dungeons. And then the smaller ones just, I mean, come on, one buried under Recorder Lake.
At least it was easy, but
Oh, I was cheering when you were bombing the Wed Robes, and we knew that they were only 2 wood sword hits. I'm like, stab it, come on, poke it.
yeah, I noticed there were 2 after I killed 1 or 2, like 2
Mhm.
sword hits.
Yep, you got the clock and you stabbed it. I'm like, he knows.
It's like, okay. I don't want to get... I will stand in a doorway to try to cut him off with a bomb. Because that's fast. But yeah, that ladder location, that ladder definitely deserved to be burnt.
Oh, I saw you using all of your resources, and I'm like, so help me, if there's like more than 3 bomb holes in level 9, I am going to have such a laugh at your expense.
Yeah, I would
I'm
have.
surprised you didn't take the wand out and hit it. You didn't take your boomerang out and swing at it. You know, take your bracelet off and chuck it at the ladder.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I cost myself about 15-20 minutes redigging at my overworld to try and find level 8. Because I didn't mark it on my map.
Now, do you use the Z1R tracker?
The Z helper.
Okay, yeah.
I had everything else marked, not level 8. I think I just forgot to mark it, and me doing that, it's like, okay, I think I mismarked somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you going into caves, and I'm like, okay, he's looking for potion shop. And then you went into more caves. And I says, oh no. Oh, please don't tell me. So, unknown availability, finishing up with their Triforce and letter out of 7, and now heading off to level 8. Hopefully they go south at that Goma. But considering that they dug most of the level, south seems like a pretty good bet.
Yeah, I know when I went to 8, I kind of got blocked off early, so I was like, okay, I tried to bomb this way, nope, bomb this way, nope. I just got blocked, so unless I missed a bomb wall.
No, because 8 definitely was ladder required.
Yeah, going south because the first time I went down, I was like, okay, let me just find this triforce and get out. Oh, hi, triforce. How you doing? Bye. I would love to have that. I would love to have that red ring.
Well, I believe it was, I think, up somewhere in like the top northeast corner. Moon, do you remember where the red ring was in 8?
Not entirely, but I do remember it was pretty buried.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
like
in a big fort.
somewhere over all the way on the right underneath the dash or the 8. Alright, just a couple wall masters. And unknown availability has their Triforce out of level 8, is in go mode, and is off to level 9.
I think as long as they go the correct way, well, 9 will be quick for them.
Yes, super linear. Question chat, what are the bomb prices? I think 27... yeah.
24, I think it was.
Yes. No, it was the
Definitely
first
bomb
number
field.
was 2.
A little pricey, but thankfully it's not in the 30s or the max it could be 40.
Well, I think the money was pretty generous along those lines. Like I know the tiny secret was I think 6, but large secret was 122.
Yeah, I only found 2 large secrets. I never found a third.
Let me think. I know one of them was under the Armos item that was east of 2. The second one I believe was the burn bush directly under it. I want to say the other one was in the forest near the Vanilla 100 secret spot.
Yeah, who knows? I might have found all 3 not paying attention, but who knows? I know I found at least 2 of them.
I was happy to see that you did an early key purchase, and that lets you explore some of the dungeons a little bit sooner.
Yeah, if I have the rupees, I will buy a key or 2, but both keys are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that key purchase letting me go to level 5, because that was key locked right off the bat. It's like, you know what, I bought this key, might as well look at this, see how this will go.
Yep, absolutely. Because as it was one of our other runners had 1 key, 2 door choices, and passed up the any key.
Oh no!
Yep. Alright, so early compass pickup for unknown availability. And taking the transport staircase, which hopefully won't pop them too far away. Alright. Not too bad. Just needs to go down and to the right. Not sure if there was a linear path from this staircase. Oh yes, and thank you for picking up both boomerangs. I don't know if it was intentional. But anytime I see somebody pick up the boomerang, I do get a little squeak.
I did not like finding the second one. Was like, okay, how you doing? Don't really need you.
I mean, you kind of had to step on it to get through the doorway.
I think you might have set it on fire a couple of times.
Yeah, I've set a lot of items on fire tonight, so back to my old ways.
Let's be fair, you were just trying to temper that sword.
And what, temper the bow? And temper the ladder?
Well, that ladder could go back where it was and just get burnt even more. But was required, unfortunately, so I knew I had to grab it, so. It's not the case where it's a ladderless seed.
Alright, so unknown availability, unfortunately being led in the wrong direction by this 9.
Chad is guessing we're just sanitizing him with the fire.
Alright, sanitize with fire perhaps, blowing it up with your bombs. I start to draw a line. Alright, another transport staircase. Let's see where this one goes.
Just by looking at this 9, I'm already lost.
So when you go through your 9s, do you generally like to take staircases first, or do you prefer the more linear approach of take a door until you can go no further?
Well, usually I like to look around early on, and if I don't find anything early, I'll start looking in the staircases. And the good thing I didn't go in that first staircase I found.
Because it probably would have put you somewhere in this particular area as well. I mean, we're finding a lot of staircases. Hadn't found either item out of 9, though.
Yeah, it's like here and gaining in what, the third or fourth room. It's like, let's try this way. Okay, it's not this way.
Yep, and then the lucky guess to the right.
Oh, bunnies exist in the seed. I don't think I've even seen any of them.
Well, I mean, Patra was pretty tame. I think there was only one or two Patras in this entire seed. I mean, the Dig Doggers were kind of there. Goma wasn't blocking. Oh, no, Goma really wasn't blocking anything either.
No, there was a couple Gleeoks.
Mm-hmm.
The one that kind of blocked me in 7.
Yeah, in terms of item blocking, I mean, it was fun that the raft was a red herring. Didn't lead to really anything more than a take any heart. True, Goma did block some things, but Goma was not required to beat the game, unfortunately. I always like at least one more little this needs to be led to this, needs to be led to this, except when I'm playing. Then I want everything just to drop dead in front of me.
Exactly. I'm just glad Goma didn't block the silvers where you have to go by the wooden arrows.
I mean, you should have tried to set it on fire.
Personally, for me, if I have the only reason that I'll buy the wooden arrows is after I have the bow. And I can't find silvers easy.
Well, Silvers was in level 1 down a staircase, so not...
Which was easy to find. It's like, oh.
Blocked by a Gleeok, though.
Yeah, somehow I got that one easily.
So, unknown, let's see. Going to the left, Kenny. Okay, Ken bomb over. Alright, good.
Basically, we're back where we kind of started.
Just take the door, take the door. You'll hear the roar. Get in there. Thank you.
Pretty much
All right.
Gibdo just stay in the corner.
Nobody puts Gibdo in the corner.
And that bubble was kind of in a rude spot, so it's like...
Alright. For the 4th time, here is Ganon. And we have red ring, wooden sword, no potions though. So Unknown needs to be a little careful. Hyrule drivers will still hurt. Okay.
Of course, Ganon's not playing nice right now.
Oh, almost. I saw a tiny little stun lock. Come on. Get over there.
Still a 4-hit stun lock, not too bad.
Yeah, I've lost count already.
I think it's up to 7.
You could tell me any number at this point and I'd believe you. There we go.
And that's the final number.
Alright, just go to the right.
Well, they
Willing
know.
all my powers.
Well, they know to go to
Oh,
right.
that's have the compass.
Compass.
Good lord. Everybody, get your GGs in chat. With a time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 34 seconds, we have unknown availability, our 4th place finisher.
Yeah, definitely GG to all you know, of my opponents here.
Oh, but that was such a fun race, and GG to them for finishing and giving us a wonderful end to the seed. And looks like we might be joined by them shortly. So let's see, it looks like you guys all finished actually in the exact same spots that you did last time. So Mr. Dunlow to 8, Ellendar with 6, you with 4, and Unknown with 2. So you still have time in the 3rd race.
Yeah, Dunlow, I know Dunlow's automatically in now, so...
I thought, but I can't math. 'Cause that's, at least with these points, because then I try to confuse myself adding up everybody's numbers at once.
Actually, Sharky would be correct. Dunlow has clinched a spot in the 2nd group stage.
Oh, okay.
And the only chance I think I have is... I have to win race 3 to get myself 8, and... Unfortunately, Hope Ellendar kind of gets 3rd or 4th?
4th would give them 1 point, so that would, yes. And then if you got 1st and Ellendar finished 3rd, then it would come down 2 times, I believe.
Which I'm way behind right now in the time. Maybe not as bad as I think.
You need two spots ahead of Ellendar in the next race to have a shot. And if you finish 3 spots ahead, if you finish 3 spots ahead, take 1st and Ellendar takes 4th, you will advance automatically. And we are joined now by our 4th place finisher, unknown availability. GG's.
GG's.
Hello.
GG's as well.
You ever just made every possible wrong decision ever?
Every day of my life.
That was me.
I mismarked where level 8 was, so I had to look for 20 minutes just to find it again.
Well, by process of elimination, I knew that I died about 4 times in front of level 7. So, the overworld just kept kicking my butt, and I died so many times. And 9 even irritated me. I can't believe I went all the way around in a circle, and he's right next to freaking Zelda, and I'm like, why did I just not go that way? Why did I take the staircase? What was my... Yeah, just every possible wrong decision. Like, I last location the ladder, and I even had a mishap with my controller where I picked up a 2nd blue candle. And I'm like, great.
That was a mishap?
That was not unintentional. That was a mistake. I knew I had a blue candle. I hit right, and my controller kept going up. So it wouldn't let me go to the right, and it just picked up the candle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, if you didn't know, chat room, you can't upgrade your blue candle with another blue candle. So, yeah.
Dang it.
Blue candles equals 1 blue fire. Can't use 2. That would be... Fred, you need it. If there was a way to code it, if you have multiple blue candles, you could let them stack.
In the grand scheme of things, though, like, that 1 extra heart wasn't going to change much, because, I mean, everything was going to kill me in 2 hits anyway. so it's not that big of a deal. Like, it would have held probably a little bit further down, but just the overworld start was awful because you had to walk through Lionel's every time. There was no option, and any other direction was awful to go through. So the raft was the first item I got, which led to nothing. So, funny enough too, by process of elimination, I never found the map. That's literally the last place that I didn't go to. So, and I didn't get to the sword until pretty late because I died trying to get to that spot again. Because again, Lionel's and Dark Nuts. So, just
On the same screen at that, just like you
yeah.
dodge Lionels and you walk into a Dark Nut, or you're dodging Dark Nuts. Here comes a Lionel beam to the face. You're dead.
And yeah, it's just I much rather have the dungeons be the thing that's full of Hell Incarnate, in all honesty. I'd rather have a awful dungeon loaded seed than an overworld seed, because it hurts more to die in the overworld, because in this instance, dying in the overworld sends you back to the bottom right of the map. So you and the closest like travel road was 5 screens over that you had to go in a roundabout way to get to. And granted, the travel roads weren't bad. They were not great, but they weren't bad. Like, I used 2 and 3 quite a bit. 4 was bad, but I think the first item that I got that actually led to something was the power bracelet out of 5, and then I found 3, and then things started going into order, and I'm like, all right, this is starting to work. But every time I made another check, I'm like, dude, where is everything? Where is the bow? Where is the ladder? I need the ladder. I can't beat 8 without the ladder. I was like, okay, well, I found a way now to beat 8. Let's see if the ladder's in 8. Let's see if this seed's doing haha funny joke. And no, it wasn't. It was literally just the red ring, which I wasn't upset about, but at the same time, getting that late doesn't mean anything. I already knew I was well past time, and I'm just like, all right, this seed's another seed where I just couldn't make a right decision. Dying in certain places, trying to just redirect my decisions to go other places. I was trying to get up to Death Mountain so many times. I knew there was at least 2 dungeons up there. Lo and behold, 4 and 2 were both up there. And every time I would try to get up there, I would die to something. I would just misstep. And I was having a lot of controller issues today. And all in all, just, yeah, every wrong decision I could possibly make, I made. If there was a left and a right, I went straight. So...
And that is okay, because sometimes that's the right decision. Like, and please do not put yourself down. You got that wand out of 3, and then you started picking up momentum. I saw those triforces starting to pop up. You were doing well. So do not sell yourself short in the least.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably the newest runner in this tournament, or, probably no longer to be in the tournament. I don't think I even have the ability to come back after this. But I'm probably the newest runner, and I'm very pleased with how I performed in general. I've done fantastic. I did my Ganon fight with Wooden Sword was actually good. I was not upset by that at all. So that was decent. I was getting better at kind of understanding the timing of how to stun lock him, even though I still don't understand how he decides which side to transport to. So picking the right side to stun lock, I don't always know. But yeah, I mean, I'm not upset with how I performed. I joined this tournament completely expecting to lose every match. Like, I expected to be the bottom seed. And I managed to pull out 1 win in Swiss, which was nice. I'm glad I did. And it's not like the randomizer didn't throw some of the worst things it could at me. So I'm not being able to handle even some of the worst seeds, even though I wasn't going to play that 1 seed that 1 week. No, I still haven't gone back to that. I have it labeled on my desktop right now as something I can't say on stream. So that seed got my displeasure. That was one of the few times. There's only been 2 times that I'm like, all right, I'm not having fun, and both times I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to put myself through that kind of mental anguish on something that's not going to. It's not going to do anything for me. It's just going to upset me. Why make myself mad? So, and yeah, that was the first time, and then the second time was just, having to farm with no money. It was a poverty seed, and just the keys were expensive, and I was key blocked everywhere, and I couldn't get money. Nothing was dropping money, and even trying to gamble, I couldn't do anything like that, or just nothing. I'm not going to sit there and grind for 30 minutes for money for a single key to possibly make the wrong decision.
Yeah,
So,
keys were what, 99 and 109, I believe.
Something like that.
Not cheap at all. I bought a couple.
And I mean, I bought what, 3 total, I think, because I was at 255 for a little bit there, and I kept debating whether I wanted to buy the blue ring or a key, and I'm like, keys are better. I can't make progress without keys. The blue ring, I can eventually get past stuff if I'm dying, but buying keys is what I need to do with this much money, especially because they're expensive. There's no reason to take a non-poverty seed at 123 as the big secret and not use that to get keys to progress in dungeons. I was upset when 8 was key blocked and bow blocked technically, and I'm like, all right, cool. I know I need to bring an 8 or a key back here, and then I finally get to the indie key and I go back to 8. I'm like, yeah, well, let's go beat 8. Nope. You have to have the ladder, and just 8 was trolly, and I hated it. But yeah. Full clearing seeds is fun.
That ladder was not fun.
Yeah.
I ended up burning it and just bombing it 5 times because I was angry at let's, because I basically last location the ladder's okay, let's go back to 8. Because I went back to 6, found a bow, went back, then I went to 7, right after that.
There was one great thing about this seed, though, and that was the meat price. I was very happy about that meat price. It was very nice.
You're so cheeky.
I am. I even burned the meat. I had to do something like that. Hey, listen. You knew what I was doing when you saw it on stream. I know it.
Oh, please, don't even, when you watch this VOD back, don't even start talking about cactuses. I will hit you with something.
I'm going to have to watch this one back for sure. It's probably sounds like it's going to be a fun one to watch. So, I am going to go ahead and drop out, folks. Thank you, everybody at SpeedGaming for restreaming this. I appreciate it. GG's to all my opponents. Very happy to see this went out without a hitch. Got one more seed to go, and we can hopefully knock it out. Probably doing that. I don't know if we're doing it as an async or not. We'll see. Our schedules are all kind of wonky. So, but
most likely, I think we are asyncing.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Of course, I like this group because I had to, of course, rematch against Download from week 1. I rematched against you from week 4?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Like that. It's why did I get paired up with all these rematches? And Elendar I faced in the 2020 tourney is a rematch. It's ugh. Well,
Hey.
I'm not facing anybody new.
Hey, that's what happens though, man. Whenever you start getting all the craziness happening and seeding and stuff like that, that's just the way the numbers fall. And it's fun. This has been a great randomizer to play and run in the tournament. I'm definitely going to be coming back again. I don't know. I'll be definitely paying a little bit more attention to what the settings are. When I got into this one,
always dig 7 because 7 is rude.
So the whole reason I joined this tournament was because I watched friend Willard J. Bradley playing this, and he's like, yeah, I'm joining a tournament. I was like, you know what? I haven't done this yet. Why not? I was like, I haven't played Z1 yet. I was like, you mind kind of mentoring me and helping me out a little bit? He's like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And he gave me some tips and things like that, and I started running a couple seeds, and I'm like, man, the movement's so weird compared to what I'm used to with Link to the Past. and getting used to half tiles and things like that. And then I started looking into doing the tricks and getting things like, pirouettes, and getting Kanana keys, which I haven't really had a chance to do, oddly enough, on stream or anything like that. And doing the screen scrolls and all that kind of stuff. And I've learned a lot of different tricks that I never knew about or could have imagined being able to perform. And from where I started to where I'm at now is night and day. And it's definitely fun. And this was not a beginner-friendly setting string by any means. All the bosses is just ridiculous because you don't know when you're going to walk into a room and get smashed in the face by something. And you have to do some crazy stuff and like learning how to do Goma skips and stuff like that in the diamond rooms and getting into those will help you get a ladder out of sequence, which is just very useful and things like that. So I definitely love the way this rando is because it's not logic heavy, but it has logic that exists, and there's enough execution and enough luck involved that I do feel like I can compete without feeling like I'm just way behind. So I love it.
Yeah, I remember one seed I had. I tried to use the key and the key got used, but I died on basically the same frame. So, and the door's still locked. Like I go back in, like, well, that key got used. Just don't have that happen. That's not fun. It's like, well, turn around, leave the dungeon.
Yeah, and I honestly in 8, I brain farted in 8 because I went to 8 from the left side, so I didn't screen wrap to get to it, so I didn't get a chance to door delete or whatever, or I guess that's still called pirouette, but I didn't get a chance to delete that key door in the beginning because I didn't even think about it. I was like, well, great, I can't do this. And I ended up doing it later when I had the any key. I ended up coming back to it from the 2 road, or I have it labeled as 2, from the road that's right next to it, from the travel road. And I was like, as soon as I did that in beat 8, I was like, are you kidding me? I could have done that the whole time. And just when you realize things that you could have done, but I don't know. This scene was still fun. As much pain as it was, I definitely yelled and cursed at a couple things, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. So, again, thank you everybody. Thank you commentators. Thank you Restreamer. Thank you Tracker. I appreciate all of you for putting this on and for taking time out of your day to talk and press buttons for us and do the awesome things you do. Thank you again, SpeedGaming. Thank you, Fred. Anybody else who works on this randomizer. Thank you for everybody who has put this tournament together. I really appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. It's been fantastic and a lot of fun being a part of this. So,
yeah, don't mention it.
I don't want to repeat it all, but same thoughts though. Thanks for the tracking, commentary, and everything. So.
To both of you for actually participating. This was a great race to call.
Yeah, there's one more seed to play. Hopefully, it'd be way nicer.
Oh, hopefully we do get to see it.
Doubt it. I doubt it's nicer.
But let's see. Unknown availability. Sharky, any more last words for us?
I think I'm covered, so...
Moonrisen Phoenix?
Well, I just want to thank the runners for a great race. I want to thank you, Boof and Boom, for commentating with me. I want to give thanks to our tracker, Jess Andy.
Love Jess Andy.
Thank you for tracking for us. I want to thank Speed Gaming, and most of all, I want to thank you, the viewers, for sticking around and watching the race with us. I want to remind you that there are actually a couple more races going on as we speak. One moment. Those races are currently going on Speed Gaming 1, where Fryteat is competing in a race with CD Improv and Adirondack Rick. Game 2 of their series going on Speed Gaming Prime. as well as Zoas, Dark Falls, and Diabetes II competing on SpeedGaming 4. Those will be our last 2 races of the night. Do not worry though, there are still 3 races going on tomorrow, starting at 9 p.m. with 2 races and 1 more at 9:30 p.m. SpeedGaming channels to be determined. With that, Boof and Boom, anything else?
No, just make sure everybody gives a follow to our runners, Mr. Dunlow, Elendar, Unknown Availability, and Sharky2107. As usual, Moon Risen Phoenix, it has been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Pleasure commentating with you. Again, thank you everyone for watching, and that'll do it for me. Boof and Boom, anything else as we close out tonight?
Happy Cactus, everyone.
Good night, everyone.